Yeah, good morning everyone. So welcome back to the session on your data structures. So we have actually started the new topic, something called as linked list, and we have already seen the introduction part related to linked list and all. So today we will just continue the remaining portion of this particular linked list, whatever we are having. So previously we have seen about something related to introduction of your linked list. So I said that linked list is generally represented in a format of a node where a node consists of. So this is what we basically call it as a node. And this node actually consists of two different variants here. So that is two different blocks. The first block actually consists of something called as data, where we are going to store the actual data element. And the next block, whichever is there, this will be represented by a pointer called as next. Okay, star next. So this is a pointer variable which will be pointing to the next address of a new node, whatever the node is there. So this is a new node, and this is another node we are creating here. This is node 2, this is node 1. So since we are going to store the data here, so whenever we are going to store the next element here, so definitely we need to create a node here again, and within that you're going to place the data in this particular location. So in order to make sure that where exactly this particular data is present, so the address of that particular node is required here, so that we are going to store it in this particular location. Suppose the address of this node is 100, so that 100 we are going to write it here, and it is been used or pointed by something called as a variable. We call it as a pointer variable star next. So it will be presenting the address of the next node whichever is linked. And suppose we have one more element here, so we need to create. So every time we are adding a new element, we need to create a new node here, and that node we have to attach with the previous one. How we can attach this is nothing but whatever the address of the new node is there, that we have to place it into the second block of the previous node. So for node 2 here, I'm going to write it as 200. So means it is pointing to the next new node. And if we don't have any other elements we need to add to this, then simply the last node will be representing the address as -1. That indicates that that is an end of the list. So in this list, I am having only three numbers, 1, 2, and 3. So that is what we actually call it as linked list. So today we will be discussing about its presentation. We'll see the different operations what we can perform in this particular thing. So in the previous class already I told you about what are the different things, or the what are the basic terminologies we do have. This is just a brush up kind of thing we are doing it here. So first thing is that whenever a new node is created, this is a new node whichever is created. So definitely in order to determine that this is the starting node, we will be using one more pointer here. We call it as just start pointer. Okay, we are you going to use a variable called as a pointer variable. We call it as a start, and this start will consist of the value, that is the address of the first node. Suppose the address of this particular node is 1000, so that 1000 will be stored here. This is not a node, remember, this is a variable. That variable is represented as start. Now this will point to 1000 means this is the first node. Whatever the address of the first node is there, that will be stored here in this particular start. And this is common for every criteria or every operation we are performing. The start variable, the pointer variable will be sure present there. And from here only we will start. Based on this only we'll come to know from where we have to start that particular list, and that will be representing to the first node whatever we are having. And later on the remaining process is same. Whenever you're creating a new node, the address of that node will be placed into the first node, and same with the link, a chain formation will take place. And whenever that particular node is going in, so all the elements have been placed here, the last address, the last node whatever is there, that will consist of the address something called as -1 or null. You can either represent -1 or you can represent null. Both means the same. So when you're using programming, we will be using something like -1. Sometimes we might be using null operation. So that we will see in the coming slides. Now, how to declare in C language, that we have already yesterday seen it. So as I told you that every node consists of two blocks that I already told you. The first one is something called as data. This can be of type integer or it can be of any other different type, but it should be a similar type. Means if you're storing the data element here of integer type, then all the remaining elements should be of type integer. But if you're storing the data element of type float, then all the elements whatever you're going to link and you're going to place it here, that should be of type float. And the next block consists of address of the new node whatever is created, and that is represented by a pointer variable here. You people can see here in this case, this is nothing but star next. So here the next will point to the address of the next node whatever we are having. Suppose it is 200, so the star next will consist of value 200, that will be pointing to this. And if it is something 500 we have in this node, that means it is pointing to another node here, which is whose address is 500, and in this we are having another data. And finally -1, indicating that there are no more further nodes that are present here in this. So please do remember this. How we can declare a linked list in our C programming is using structures: struct node, int data, struct node star next. So since a block consists of two things, two fields or two blocks we are having, so this block is represented by this, and this block is represented by this particular star next. Okay, so going ahead further, so this already we have seen it. So type of linked list. So with this also we have seen that what are the different type of linked list we do have here in this particular case. So we have four different types. First is what we generally call it as single linked list. Then we have something called as double linked list. Followed with that we have circular linked list, and then we have something called as circular double linked list. So these are the four linked lists what we are going to discuss in the coming sessions. So if you talk about the first one, that is single linked list, as I told you that every linked list, whatever it might be, whether it is single, double, circle, or circle double, the first thing what we are going to have is a pointer variable called as start. This will contain the address of the first node whichever is created. So here you can see that I have represented 4000, means this is the address of the first node that is created. So you can see here, this is the first node. Okay, this is the first node n1. You can say this is the first node n1 which has been created here, and the address of this particular node is 4000, and that is what actually we are going to place in the start variable. Remember, this start is a variable, pointer variable, that we have already seen it, and it will consist of the data something called as 10. And after that, if I wanted to add one more element here, simply I need to first create a new node, and within that node I have to place the value, and the address of that particular value should be placed into this particular node 1 address. So you can see here a new node is created. I want to store the value 15. So here the address of this particular node is 1000, and that 1000 is been placed here in this particular. So here chain formation has taken place. So the next element will be placed in something like 2000. I am going to use it. So I have created one more node here. So here I want to place the data. So this is the data. This one is data. This one is data. This one is also data. So 10, 15, and 20 is the data which I wanted to place it. And if you see here, this is the last element what I wanted to place. After this, I don't have any other element. So simply this node, the next address is going to point something called as -1. And this indicates that this is the end of this particular list. So within this list, I'm having three elements: 10, 15, and 20. So if you take an array, so within the array, you people can declare something like this, right? 0, 1, 2. But when you come to the linked list dynamically, since we have created, see, remember, whatever the nodes these are being created, these are created dynamically. These are actually created dynamic. We are not declaring how many nodes and elements. Dynamically, you people are creating these elements and you people are performing the operations. So don't think that we are statically giving the fixed variables or something like that, or fixed size. No, every node whichever is created, node 1, node 2, node 3, all these are created dynamically. Okay. Now, this is related to single linked list. So in the single linked list, you'll be having only two blocks. The first block will contain the data, and the next block will contain the address for the next node. And same with the process continues. But if you talk about double linked list here, a small variation. So a node will consist of three blocks. So if you talk about double linked list here, a particular node will consist of three blocks here. The middle block, whatever you're seeing here, this will contain the data, and this will contain the address, the previous address of the another node, if any node is there here. And this will contain, this is similar to this, it will contain the address of the next node. Indirectly, what he means to say here is that only this part has come up additionally in a double linked list, and it will contain the address of the previous node if we are having any other link. That's it. Now, since I'm talking about previous here, if I want to represent the next node address, means I'm using there something called as star next, isn't it? When I represent it struct, when I'm declaring node, so how I declared it in C language? Struct node data node This is list means uh, star next, but double linked list we have one more block here, and this represents the address of a previous node. So here you are going to get struct node star previous. You're going to create a one more pointer variable called as star previous, that we will discuss elaborately when we are discussing about double linked list. For timing, you just remember whenever you're using double linked list, how we can declare in a C language struct node int data, that is nothing but this data, followed with that the next address. So this one star next, and since it also consists of the address of the previous node, so we are going to use something called as star previous. So let me show you diagrammatically how we can see it. So initially for diagrammatically also you can see that the first thing, the pointer variable what we have is start, and it will consist of the address of the first node. So this is your first node. You can see your same node, but only thing there is one more block in the previous. Now if you see here, as I told you, this is a first node, isn't it? This is node 1. So before that, do we have any other node? We don't have any other node. That's the reason the address of the previous node here will be -1, or you can represent it as null. Please do remember this. Whenever you people are representing a double linked list, and whenever the first time a node is created, so that is the first node we are having. So definitely the previous address of that particular node will be null, because there are no nodes created. This is the first node we have created. So it will be having the next address of a particular node. So now this time you got it here. Now if you see here in this case, the node number 2, I'm storing the 15. This is the data. This consists of address of next node, and this consists of the address of the previous node. Since it is node number 2, this will contain the address of the previous node. What is the previous node here? Node 1. What is the address we have here? 4000. And that 4000 we are going to represent here. You can see here. So 4000 has been represented in this particular thing. And whereas coming to this star next, it is representing the address of the next node. What is the next node we have? This is the next node we are having here. So I'm going to place that. We have something called 1000. So 1000 is the address of the previous node, and then 20, and then followed. Since we don't have any other node, next node, we don't have any other node here. So definitely we can represent that with -1. That indicates this is the end of the list. So in double linked list also you are having 10, 15, and 20 data elements. But how they are represented here is that we are going to have two different blocks here. The first block will contain the address of the previous node, and the last block will contain the address of the next node, and the middle block will consist of the data, the actual data element, whatever you wanted to place. So this is how the double linked list is actually represented. Let's go further ahead. We have circular linked list, and if you talk about circular linked list in this particular concept, same like your single linked list, this one, whatever you people are seeing here, the same this I am going to apply here, this particular portion. But since it is circular, how the circle is represented like this, isn't it? So what happening here, if you concentrate here in this particular, so whatever the last point is there, that is coming and attaching with the first one. So that is what we are going to do. So here, as I have represented -1, that indicates that it's an end of that particular list. But if you talk about circular linked list, here we will not have -1. Rather, we will be having the value something called as 4000. So what does that mean? So there is a link from here like this. Sorry, from here to here. So there will be no -1 or null concept in your circular linked. Wherever circle comes up, there will be no concept of closing. Can you tell me where this particular thing is terminating? It is not terminating. It is simply circling around. So same thing is happening here. We will not be having -1. In place of -1, we will be having 4000. So there is a link from last node to the first node. So let me show you. Now it is a circular linked list. Now you can see here there is a link coming up. If you see here the last node, the next address, the star next pointer is referring to a variable, I mean the value called as 4000. That is the address of the first node. So definitely there is a link from here to here. So means if you see here, this is a circle. It will keep on circling like this. That's it. where this way it is going to circle. There is no ending for this. And whenever we are traversing it, when you can say that the particular list has been traversed, here is nothing but whenever you will come to the first position. So you will start from this node, you will traverse, then you will traverse here, then you will here, again it will come back here. And when it is coming back here, you know that this address has already been sorry, this address, this address is already been traversed. So that will come to know that the particular elements present in the circle linked list has been traversed. Okay. What do you mean by traversing? I will tell you. Don't worry. So here, if you talk about in this particular scenario, this is double linked list. Same circle double linked list now. So nothing but here you had -1. So in the place of -1, you'll be having something called as 4000. And simply you will be having a connection from here to here. And remember, since if you clearly observe here, so this is a circular linked list, right? What does that mean? The next node here is the first node. What does that mean? The previous of the first node will not be null this time. This time it will be represented with 2000, because the previous node of this particular node 1 is, this is node 1, node 2, node 3. From node 3 again you are coming back to node 1. So for the node 1, what is the previous node? Node 3. Then what is the address of this node 3 we have here? 2000. So that will be present here. That is what we call it a circular double linked list. Okay, so if you see here, okay, there's a small mistake here. Here I have to represent this as 2000. This is 2000, means that is the address of this particular thing. So you can see there is a circle linked list 4000. It is representing. If you see the last node, the address of the next node is 4000. That is the first node. So there is a link from here to here. Sorry. But if you see here, in this case, the first node, the previous address is representing 2000, because this is the node we have. 2000 is the node we are having, that should be represented here. This is a way how exactly this particular program is going to be implemented. Okay, and the best part of this is all these nodes are created when we are allocating memory dynamically. Remember this, we are not allocating them statically. All this memory, whatever is we are allocating it, this is not allocated by us statically. This is allocated dynamically on the spot. And I think you people know how in C language, how can we allocate memory dynamically? I think we use a term something called as malloc, right? Malloc is nothing but memory allocation. So using malloc, we'll be creating a memory for each node. Now, and also please to remember, whatever I have represented the addresses here, this is for your understanding I have represented. Well, actually, we are not going to generate these addresses. We will simply create the nodes. The operating system will be generating the addresses. These addresses will be generated by operating system. Whatever you're seeing here, 4000, 1000, 2000. All this will be created by the operating system. So we don't know what address is generated, but what we know is that we have simply created the nodes. So we'll create this node using malloc. Again, this node will create malloc. This node will create using malloc. So operating system will be assigning the values something like 4000, 1000, 2000, depending upon the system what you are using. Some people might be using Dell operating system. Some might be using Lenovo. Some people might be using HP. So, okay, so based upon the laptop you are using and based upon the architecture of your laptop, whatever the company you are using, the addressing will be changing. The address of representing this will keep on changing. Some systems might use something like OFCX, hexadecimal format. Some systems might be using integer format. Some systems might be using alphabetical format, A, B, C, something. So these kind of things actually exist depending upon the system, and that we don't know. That is purely responsibility of the operating system. Now, if you talk about, let's talk about single linked list here in this particular scenario. So if you talk, let's go ahead fastly. Um, if you talk about single linked list here, this is what we actually represent. Already I have explained it. The same thing is coming here. You can see that initially we have a start. Remember, this is not a node. This is a variable. Okay. This is a variable. What type of variable it is? It is a pointer. Now we are going to work only with pointers. Please do remember. So in coding, whenever you're writing, you will be writing something star start. And what the start will consist of? The address of the first node. So node 1, node 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 7 nodes that are created. What does that mean? I'm going to add 7 elements. So I had to create 7 nodes. So the start will consist of the address of something. Suppose the address is 100 here. So star node will consist of the value 100. So this is something 100. So from here, the remaining process is a chain formation. So this will suppose the next node, the address is 200, that will be coming here. Then if it is 300, 300. This is suppose 250. So here you will be having 250. No specific order that it should be in increasing order of multiples of 10, hundreds or something like that. Nothing of that sort. It will be something like this. So this is like 350. So you'll be representing here 350. And this block will consist of, it is represented by the star next a variable data. Please remember this, because when we are writing the code, this will be used very frequently. So you should be in a position to understand why we are writing. Now, this is a normal representation of the above diagram, whatever it is. So this is the way how we are exactly going to create. So start is a pointer variable will consist of 4000. So it is representing here this particular node, node 1. It consists of 10. And the next node, whichever we are creating, I want to store the value 15. So system will be creating a new node using malloc, and whatever the address is there, that address we are assigning here. And we are forming a link. And finally 20. Since we don't have any other element here, I have represented the next address as -1. So this is a way how we exactly represent linked list. Singly linked list. And if you talk about the operations here, what are the different operations we can perform here? Well, we can perform many different operations on this. First one is something we call it as traversing. Traversing is nothing but people can say traveling. Like for example, how many, suppose you people are adding 10 elements, sorry, 3 elements, 10, 15, 20. Traversing in the sense you will be visiting these particular data one by one. So first you will visit 10, then you will visit 15, then you will visit 20. This is something like you people are going on a trip. Okay, for example, you people planned with your family to go on a trip, okay, during summer vacation and all. So what you're doing, you're visiting different cities. You're not doing anything, simply visiting and seeing the locations. Same way here also we will be visiting each and every node, and whatever the data is present in that we will be seeing it. Indirectly, if I ask you how, you will be simply displaying the list. Whatever the list we are having, 10, 15, and 20, you will be simply displaying them by visiting each and every node one by one. That is what we call it as traversing. Searching, I think you people are familiar now. Searching, what do you mean by searching? Already we have seen many different searching operations, means different algorithms, something like linear search and binary search. So here searching is nothing but each node will traverse one by one and find out whether the element is present or not. If that particular element is present, we will be simply returning the position, at which particular position it is available. Now this will return the address here. So if you are using an array, so the position will return the index, at which index that particular location is present. But since here we are generating address by the system, so at which address that particular variable is stored, that address will be represented by this particular variable called as position. So that is what comes here as searching. So the output of this searching will be nothing but if the variable, that value whichever you're searching is available, then the position of that particular value will be displayed. But if it is not there, it will simply display that this value is not present. Then the other operations what we can perform here in this particular thing is something called as insertion. Followed with that, we have something called as deletion. So these we are going to see one by one, because each and every operation will have subparts here in this particular scenario. Okay, so let's see one by one. So first I'm going to talk about the traversing here. Traversing is nothing but visiting each and every node one time, and whatever the data is there, that either you display it or you'll perform some operation on that, whatever depending upon your requirement. So we know that every linked list will start with something called as a pointer variable start, isn't it? Every linked list will start first with start, because this is the one which contains the address of what, the first node whichever is there. From there we can start beginning performing it. So this 100 address will be present here. So every linked list whatever you take, it will actually start with a pointer variable start, and it consists of the address of the first node. So end of the list, how it is marked, how we'll come to know that we have reached the end of a particular list? Simply either when we will be having the address as null or -1 in the next field of the last node. So whichever the last node we are having, in that the next field consists of, this is the next field, right? Star next. And this is what we call it as data. So whenever we'll come to the next field as -1, it clearly indicates that this is the last node and we don't have any other element after this. That is what will be represented here. Now for traversing here, what I'm going to do is I am going to take another variable. I'm going to take another pointer variable. I'm calling it as PTR. Same like your start variable, how you are having a start variable here, I'm using a pointer variable. Now this pointer variable, what it will do, it will visit each node one by one. See here, these are the nodes, for example, what I'm having here, and every node consists of two blocks. Suppose 10, 15, 20, 25. These are the data elements we have. The last node consists of -1, and this will consist of address of this node. This one will consist of address of the another, and this will consist of address of the next node. So you know that we have a start pointer here, and this will contain the address of the first node, node number 1. So here, this pointer first I am going to take, and this pointer will be visiting each and every node one by one. How? First I am assigning pointer equal to start. Remember, it is a star pointer, na? So I'm going to represent star PTR. Star PTR equal to star start. So for example, the node 1 address is 100. So that is present here. So star pointer is equal to how much I'm writing here? 100. Okay, forget about star here. Just remember like this. Pointer equal to 100. So here right now the pointer is present in this particular node. Now how can I access the data present in this? There are two ways of accessing the address. Now in this node, node 1, if you want to access the address here, you can write it as pointer next. Because when we declare the structure node, struct node, what did we write here? Int data struct node star next. Next represents address. So whenever you want to get the address from this particular node, you'll be writing ptr arrow next. So that will give the address present in this location. But what if you wanted to access the data in this node? How you can access it? PTR arrow simply data. So this next is coming from this location, this one, and this data is coming from this particular thing. So whenever you will write PTR data, it will give you the value 10. And whenever you're writing PTR arrow next, that will be giving you, this is a way of representation in a linked list. So this will give you the next address of the next node. For example, it is 200. So that will be coming here, 200. Now the PTR, so here PTR will come here. And in this way, it is going to traverse it. I will show you graphically so that it becomes, you people can understand clearly here. The algorithm for this is this. What I am going to, so whatever I explained you right now, that is what is represented as step by step. So first thing we know that from a start only the linked list start. So I am going to use a pointer here, pointer variable called as PTR. I am first setting that pointer equal to start. So whatever the address is present in this start variable, that will be placed here. Now the pointer is pointing to the first node. Whatever the first node I am having here, that it is pointing it. So PTR will be present here. So while PTR is not equal to null, obviously it will not be null because PTR will be representing something called as 100. So 100 is not equal to null, isn't it? Because this is your start. This start consists of 100 and I'm writing PTR equal to start. What is the value present in the start here? 100. And 100 is not equal to null. Condition satisfied. Process PTR data. So now PTR is presenting to this particular node. We call it as node 1. Now what I need to do here in this case? So I want to access this particular data. As I told you how we can access the data? PTR arrow data. Because data is a variable we used in structures. Struct node. So whenever we are creating a node, we can access the data using whatever the data is present there, we can access using this variable data. And next, after processing, what we need to go to the next node. How we can go? See here, this is the step. pointer equal to pointer next. Since this is pointing to this, and this is represented using star next. So I want to I want to go to the next node now. How can I go here? So PTR next. So this next nothing but this value, whatever the value is present, that we are pointing, and that whatever the value is here, something 100, that value will come here. Now the pointer will move to the next node, a new node. That I'll show you graphically here. See here, start pointer, you're having an address here, something called as 4000. Okay, now what is the first step you did here? Pointer equal to start. In that means right now pointer is equal to 4000. So it is pointing to the first node. Where is the first node? Here is the first node. So now the pointer is pointing here. Pointer is here. Now what is the second step? While pointer is not equal to null. So pointer is representing something called as 4000. 4000 is not equal to null. Condition satisfied. You will enter into the loop. And then what you're going to do? You're going to access the data. How to access the data? PTR data. Since pointer is pointing here, PTR data is nothing but here the value 10. So this value you have accessed it. Now I want to go to the next node. That is the next node is this one. So how can I go? Set pointer equal to pointer next. So PTR next right now PTR is pointing to this particular node, and the PTR next consists of a value called as 1000. So when you're writing PTR equal to PTR next, that means PTR is equal to 1000. Initially PTR was 4000. Now it is initiating to 1000, means now the PTR will be coming to this particular location, PTR. And if you want to access the data here, how to access it now? PTR hyphen data. So this time it will print something called as 15. Next, I want to go to the next node. How can I do here? Simply PTR is equal to PTR next. Since the node is pointing to this particular node, what is the value present in the next year? 2000. So PTR next consists of 2000, and that we are storing in PTR. Now this PTR will jump to the next node. So what is the next node we have here? Here it is. So simply now PTR will be coming to this particular location. Now the value of PTR is 2000. Again, the loop will be running here. While 2000 is not equal to null, condition satisfied, you will enter into the loop PTR data. So this is the data you will be representing it. And after that PTR next. See here, PTR equal to PTR next. What is the next? What is the address we have in the next year? -1. Now this time PTR is equal to -1. Now again, when the loop comes back here, you'll check the condition. While PTR is not equal to 1, but this time the value of PTR is how much we have here? -1. So -1 is not equal to null. This condition fails because -1 indicates it is equal to null. So here the process will terminate. You'll be coming out of it. Finally, you're executing exit. So this is the way how you people can traverse from one node to another node. Okay. I hope you people have understood this. So let me explain this using a graphical format if I think I have it. Yeah. So I'll show you graphically with the help of this algorithm. What is the first step we have here? This is the node which I wanted to access. These are the elements what I have. So in the first iteration, while PTR is pointing to start, that is 4000. So 4000 is not equal to null, isn't it? So 4000 is not equal to null. How I am writing 4000 here? You can see the first step, PTR equal to start. Start consists of 4000. So PTR is right now 4000. 4000 is not equal to null. So you are entering into it PTR data. So what is the data present we have? So right now the location PTR is present here. So here the data is 10. So 10 will be displayed. Next you are coming PTR equal to PTR next. What is the next we have in this PTR? PTR next is nothing but 1000, and that 1000 we are writing in PTR, means it is jumping from here to here, because this time PTR is 1000. Where is 1000? Here. So it is coming to this particular location, and the same process repeats. So after first iteration, you can see here PTR is pointing here. So you will be simply displaying the 10 here, and PTR equal to PTR next. That is the 1000 value will be placed in this particular PTR now. So in the second iteration, the PTR will be jumping to the next node, and it will be displaying the number 15. How? Using this statement. And then after that, PTR equal to PTR next. This time 2000. will be placed in PTR. So PTR will jump to the next one. That is nothing but 2000. Yeah, it will be jumping here. Whatever the data is there, that you are going to display using this variable, that is 20. Now PTR equal to PTR next. What is the value we have in the next here? -1. So this -1, I'm placing it in this. Now when this loop again runs here, so PTR consists of the value -1. So -1 not equal to null. So it is equal to null. So this particular condition fails. This process will terminate and finally it will exit. That indicates that that's the end of this particular list and we have traversed all the elements. So this is a way how we people can represent in this particular scenario. I hope you people are able to understand this and able to perform it. Very easy. The code is very, very easy. Now I want to write an algorithm here for determining how many nodes are there. For example, in the previous one, I had 3 nodes. Okay. So how can I write it? Simply what I'm going to do, same. Whatever the algorithm have used for traversing, same I'm going to use here also. Please have a look. Apart from that, I'm going to use one more variable, counter. Now this counter variable will count the number of nodes that are present in this particular list. And the process will be same, whatever we did for traversing. Every time we are visiting a node, the count value will be incremented by 1. And whenever the PTR, so same here also I'm going to use a pointer variable called as PTR. And if the pointer variable is reaching null, what does that means? That is the end of that particular list. So automatically you can terminate it. Now this is the algorithm for traversing. Previously, what is the algorithm we have seen here? This is the algorithm. In the previous slide, whatever the algorithm we have seen, this is the one. Now, why I'm showing it here is I'm going to make only small modification to this algorithm. Automatically, you will get this particular node. What is that here is nothing but what is a new additional variable I'm taking here? I'm using a variable called as counter. So set PTR equal to star, comma, counter equal to 0. Initially, the counter value is 0. And now while PTR is the same, this is the same. I'm writing a logic for something called as determining number of nodes in a linked list. Concentrate here. While PTR is not equal to null, enter into the loop before processing. Now, since pointer is not equal to null, what does that mean? There exists a node. And if there is a node, it will contain data. So simply before this step, I will be incrementing C++. I will be incrementing the counter. Remaining process is same. Your code is completed. Only I have added something called as C equal to 0. And when the pointer is not equal to null, a node is there. A node is there means data will be definitely there. So I simply incremented the value of the count. That's it. Remaining process is same. So let's see the algorithm for this. Yeah, you can see here. Did I do any modification? No, only 2 steps. First, count equal to 0, pointer equal. So you can see pointer, this one is this one step. These 2 steps are same. And this step and this step is same while pointer is not equal to. So here I have written something C++ before this. That is what I did here. Counter plus plus. And after that pointer equal to pointer next. That's it. And after that, here we need to display the number of count now, how many number of nodes are there. So simply I will be using a printf statement for printing the number of nodes that are present here using a counter variable. That's it. Completed. So this is a very simple algorithm for counting the number of nodes that are present in this particular scenario. Start pointer. So these are the points. So how many nodes we do have here? So first initially count is equal to 0. And pointer is equal to star. So pointer is equal to something 4000. So pointer is somewhere here. So while pointer is not equal to null, so pointer is representing 4000. 4000 is not equal to null. So what we are going to do? Count increment. So here the C value becomes 1, isn't it? And then we are setting pointer equal to pointer next. Whatever the address is present here, 1000, that I'm storing in this pointer. Now PTR is equal to how much? 1000. So it will simply jump to this particular node PTR. So 1000 is not equal to null. Loop will be continuing it. So count equal to count plus 1. Initially, now what is the value of count? 1. So again, you're incrementing means count will become 2. What is the data we have? We'll be displaying it. And then again, we will be going, if you can display it or you can just leave it up. And then what we are doing, we are again, whatever the next node address is there, that we are storing into this particular pointer. Now this pointer will jump to this location PTR. While 2000 is not equal to null, C equal to C++. Now C value becomes 3. Now pointer address will be -1. When again the loop will do, minus 1 not equal to null. Now this condition fails here. You'll be coming out of it. You'll be printing the value of count. What is the count here? 3. So that you're going to display. That's it. Your code is completed. It's very, very, very easy, isn't it? Within 4 to 5 steps, we are able to count and display the present, I mean, display the elements that are present in this particular linked list. And if you talk about here, this is a searching operation. Now I want to search the positions. Okay. So for searching, I'm going to use this particular thing. You know that for searching, what did I say? Whatever the node is there, we need to node. Remember, we need to start from the initial node because we don't know from where that particular node is starting. Which node is the first node? We don't know. So we have to start from that particular node. How can we start it? So similarly, like we have a start variable here, and that will consist of the address of the first node. So we have to start from there only. That's why you can see the first step what I'm writing here is, so here also I'm using a pointer variable PTR. So PTR is equal to start. Now I'm going to say while pointer not equal to null, remaining process is same. Whatever the value I want to search here, that I'm going to map. So pointer is not equal to null. Initially, what is the pointer here? 4000. 4000 is not equal to null, condition satisfied, you'll enter. Now you will check whether that value whichever you're searching is present in the data block or not. How we can check? Using if statement. We'll be simply using if statement here if the value whichever I'm searching is equal to the pointer data. So whatever the data is present here in this, I'm searching. Suppose what is the value we had? 10. And suppose I'm searching for the value 7. So 7 equal to 10. Pointer data. This is a pointer. And what is the pointer data consist of here? 10. If 7 is equal to 10, no, the condition fails. So it will skip from here. And it will come to the else part. Pointer equal to pointer next. So it will move to the next node. Okay. But in case if you get the value, what I want the position of that particular data, whatever the data. So what is, how can I get the position here? Who is representing the position here is nothing but the pointer. The PTR is the pointer which is positioning. Suppose here it is 1000. Suppose I got the value which I'm searching 7 here. So simply it will set the position equal to pointer. So position is equal to how much? 1000. And it will come out of this particular end of loop. And finally it will it will check here, it will display the value. Okay, it will simply display the position. In case after the entire nodes you have searched it, you did not get the value, set position equal to null and simply say that the where I mean that particular value is not available in the linked list. Okay, so this is a way how exactly this particular algorithm works. Very, very easy. Now I'll show okay, I'll show you the working of this. This is the algorithm, right? Now this is the node I have. Let us suppose I want to search this value 4. Okay, I want to search for this particular variable called as 4 now. So initially what did I say? PTR equal to start. So it is somewhere here, start. It is having the address and PTR equal to means PTR is right now located here. So PTR is pointing to the first node. Is PTR not equal to null? Condition true because we have some value here. So we are going to check what is the value I want to search here? 4. If 4 is equal to pointer data, pointer is representing. So what is the data present here? Pointer data 1. Is 4 equal to 1? Condition fail. Come back to else part. Pointer equal to pointer next. So pointer next means where the pointer is pointing here. So what is pointer next? The address of this particular node number 2. So that node number 2 address will be placed into this pointer and this pointer will jump to this particular thing. Let me show you animatedly. That's better. See, initially first step is pointer equal to start. So it is representing the first node. Now we are checking the value. The condition failed here. So we will be going to the next one, PTR. Same process. What is the value I want to search here? 4. 4 is equal to pointer data. What is the data we have here? 7. Condition failed. Else part. Set pointer equal to pointer next. So pointer next points to this particular node. So automatically it will move to that particular pointer. Now pointer is present here. Same again the while loop. While pointer not equal to null, well the condition satisfied. So 4 is equal to pointer data. What is the data we have? 3. Condition failed here. Come back to this location. Pointer equal to pointer next. Now this time it is going to point to this particular location because this contains address of this particular node. This time you got it. Now we will be checking whether value equal to pointer data. What is the data? Yes, you got the value. 4 equal to 4. You got. So what we had to do, the if condition has been satisfied now. You don't have to come to the else part. What I have to do, set position equal to pointer. So what is a pointer here? This is representing address. Suppose the address of this is 100, 200, 300. The address of this is 400. So position equal to pointer, and pointer is pointing to the address 400. So position equal. So at 400 position, I got the value which I'm searching for. Simply it will display it. So in case if the value is not present, the entire loop will run. Finally, you will setting position equal to null, and then finally you will exit from that particular location. So this is a way how the searching operation takes place in your single linked list. Very, very easy. Only thing you people have to understand here is that every node consists of two things: data, next. So based upon the variable you are using to represent, pointer data will give you the value, pointer next will give you the address of next one. So once you are initializing that, you will come here. Same, pointer data, pointer next. Again, you'll come back here whenever you're calling pointer next. So pointer will be here. So pointer data, pointer next. This way the entire process takes place. Very, very easy. Now how to create a node here? Let me take a 3 minutes here and then explain it, and then we'll wind it up. This is the last session. This is the last part we have. So how to create the nodes? So here I'll show you animatedly. Now this is the first node which I wanted to create, and the operating system has given the address as 4000. The OS has given the address 4000 here. Now if you see here in this create struct node, though this is the way how we are going to write the creation, and even for deletion, insertion, everything we are going to write. This is the body. How we are going to struct node star create. 11 is nothing but this is normally I have represented. So star create struct node star start. I think you people know that linked list starts with the start variable. So here I have used the start variable. Now within this, I am going to create, this is a new node. So I am going to represent this with a new variable, new node. New node represents whenever a new node is created, that will be represented by this pointer variable. And since I had to move from one node to another node, I am using a star pointer, the one which I have used previously. Next, we have int num. Num is nothing but the number whichever I want to hear. Here, whatever the data element I want to give, I'm going to write it in this variable called as number. Now printf enter -1 to end. So since we are going to write multiple statements here, until you are pressing -1, this will keep on executing it. Okay, this loop from here to this particular loop here, it will keep on executing it until you are giving -1. So the first element, what is it saying? Enter the data. The first element what I wanted to enter the data is 10. This one, I want to create a new node which contains a data 10. So that 10 I am scanning it here. Well, number is not equal to -1. What is the number I gave here? 10. 10 is not equal to -1. You are entering into this. Now, as I told you that we are going to create dynamically the memory here. You can see here malloc. This is what I actually wanted to show you. How a new node is created dynamically. Struct node star. This is the syntax. malloc size of struct node. So since this is a node, right? This is a node. I want to create a new node. So struct node, since it is a pointer node, so I'm writing star malloc. So memory allocation dynamically, size of struct. So whatever the size of this particular node is there, that will be created and that will be stored in a variable new node. Where did we define this? Here. New node. So this is the new node created. New node. So new node will contain the address something called as 4000. Whenever you people are performing this statement malloc, this will be, it will generate an address 4000. That address you people are storing in a new node. Okay, I hope you people are getting it. So next what we have to do, new node data equal to num. So obviously I need to place here now. So this node consists of, this is what represented using data, and this is a new node which is representing. So new node, I'm going to write arrow data equal to number. So that 10 will be stored into this particular location here. And after that, what I have to do, I have to first check if start is equal to null. But initially in the start, you are having something called as 4000. Sorry, initially in the start, it is null because this is the first node that is created. Here you have -1. This condition satisfied. So what you have to do, new node next equal to null. So new node next. What is the value we are keeping here? Null, because this is the first node we created. Start equal to new node. So what this new node consists of, as I told you, address 4000. That 4000 I am giving to start. Now this time, this start will consist of 4000. Okay, let me show you graphically. See, start equal to 4000. Now it is linked. And next will be having something called as null. I have written new node next equal to null because I did not create any other new node. So right now it is -1. This is the only node I have. Now after that, what happened? So as I told you, until and unless you people are pressing -1, so if statement is completed, else will not be executed. It will come to this location. So printf, enter the data. Now this time I want to enter the data 15. And that 15 again, it will come back to this location. While loop. While 15 is, until you're writing -1, this loop will keep on running. While 15 is not equal to 1, what I have to do? I'm creating a new node where I'm going to store the value 15. So how to create a new node? New node equal to struct node ML of this. So let me show you. So I created a new node now. You can see there is no -1 here. So this is the new node system has created using this particular statement. And you can see what is the address we have here is 1000. And that 1000 will be right now stored into this particular new node. So new node is 1000. New node data equal to number. What is the number we have given here? 15. So new node data is 15. And after that, I'm checking whether if start is equal to null, but already start is having a value called as 4000. So this time this if statement fails, then you will be coming to the else part here. And now pointer equal to start. Now you have taken the pointer now. Now pointer you are taken, pointer equal to star means now right now this pointer is presenting here because we need to change the address of this node, right? This 1000 should come here, then only a link will be formed in this way. So for that reason, I'm using a pointer variable. So pointer equal to start. So pointer is exactly present here. So pointer next should be equal to new node. So you can see here while pointer next not equal to null. So pointer next is -1 equal to null, condition satisfied. So I mean not equal to null, it is equal to null. This condition fails. You will be executing these two statements. Pointer next equal to new node, as I told you. So what is pointer next? This location. What is a new node? We have value 1000. So that 1000 will be coming here. So we are going to write, we'll replace -1 with 1000. A link is formed here in this case. Now new node next is equal to null because this is a new node. It next should be equal to -1. So this is so let me show you animatedly now. So you can see here 4000 -1 pointer is representing to the first node. So pointer next, you can see pointer next equal to new node. So new node contains address 1000 and that 1000 has come up here. Now a link is formed between these two nodes. And the second node is this. So you will be having -1 that is represented using this. Okay, and in this way, the logic will keep on running. Let us suppose I want to create another node 20 now. So first node, first again, the pointer will point to the first node. Then it will point to the next node. So next node consists of next as -1. This I'll replace with 2000. So pointer next equal to, so this one, pointer next equal to new node. 2000 will be added here. And then finally, a link will be formed here with this. So this is the way. And finally, you're going to represent -1. So this is the way how exactly your creation of a node is going to take place. Okay, please do remember and try to practice it so that you people can understand. It's very, very easy. Okay, so this one we will discuss in the coming session, displaying. This is also very small code we have, very easy. I'll tell you in the next session. So this is all we have for this session. I hope you people have enjoyed learning this particular concept. This is very, very easy. Only thing is you people have to practice it so that you people can get an awareness how to use it. Once you know that, every process becomes very easy and even the code will be very, very easy. So thank you. Thank you for watching. This is all for today's session.